Hello everyone and welcome. Thank you for coming back and thank you for following me, even if it was out of sympathy. I appreciate it all the same. It gets some numbers up, so that's very much appreciated. Today we're going to jump straight into a question I've already got, which is how do I stop negative thoughts? Or in other words, how do I stay in a high vibrational state? Now this is a very common question in the manifestation community, and we're going to break it down like you've never heard before. Okay, I'm not going to give you none of this kind of like, law of attraction, crystal robbing shit. I'm not going to do that. We're going to get really systematic here and break it down and make it very, very clear. Okay, these teachings have derived from some very, very deep philosophical, mystical teachers that I've studied over the years, and we're going to basically condense it down for you to understand. Now, I know it looks like we're in school, but we're not, all right? Because you're with me and I'm very fucking fun, and I will make it as fun as I possibly can. So, to get into it, how do I stop negative thoughts? Well, you can't. You just can't. But do not fear, because we have another solution to that. Because once we realize that we are not the thoughts, and our job is not to stop the thoughts, but to observe the thoughts and let them pass by, like cars in traffic. You don't follow every car in traffic. You just observe them and they go, right? That is where we're getting to. And to get there, we have to establish our starting point, which is, who am I? Now I'm going to tell you who you are, because we're all the fucking same, all right? You wish you were me, but you're not. But you are this I am, okay? So who am I? Before any thought appears, before any story arises, before any identity is claimed, there is awareness, formless awareness, okay? So just like when you was like plonked onto the earth as a baby and you're like, what the fuck? Like, well, you probably didn't say that, but you're like, whoa. You didn't even say that because you've got no words, right? You're just formless awareness. You've got no name, you don't know nothing, you don't know where you are, you've got no idea, okay? And then you kind of spend a few months on the earth and you're like, oh, this woman keeps feeding me and this guy, whatever, mum and dad. And you go, okay, these must be pretty important to me. So I'm going to endow these two with a sense of self. This is my mum and my dad. All right. And then, after a few more months, people keep pointing to you and going, hello, Brandon. And you go, all right, I must be fucking Brandon, because everyone keeps looking at me and calling me that. So then you get your name, your first pillar of identity, right? You're Brandon as a mum and a dad, and you like orange juice, but you don't like apple juice. I do like both of those, actually. But just for argument's sake. And then you go to school and you start to build your identity, who you like, what you don't like, what programs you like, right? What football club you like. 25 years down the line, you got this fucking mess. But you've formed a whole identity, okay? But you're not that identity. You are the awareness, the same awareness that was aware of being almost nothing, and the same awareness that was aware of being a 5-year-old Brandon, and the same awareness 10 and 15. It's the same awareness that's aware of being 25-year-old Brandon. It has not changed. It is formless. It is nameless, and it will always be the same. If I had a car crash, God forbid for the rest of you, but if I had a car crash and I woke up with amnesia and I wouldn't have a fucking clue who I was, they'd go, hello, Brandon. I'd go, what? Who the fuck are you, basically? And but I'd still be that same awareness. My awareness wouldn't change. I'd just be aware of not being Brandon anymore, but I'd be the exact same awareness looking through these eyes from the seat of consciousness, okay? So it needs no improvement, it needs no training, and it is not something you can think about. In fact, the more you think about it, the further away from it you get, okay? Awareness is something that can only be experienced. And as you come on this journey with me, you'll start to get more and more familiar with this awareness. You'll return home to actually who you are, and it makes life a lot more manageable and easy to deal with. And you will enter that blissful state of oneness and unity and connection. But not yet, because we've got more to learn. Thoughts are just like objects of reality, and like circumstances, they have a beginning and an end. So you cannot be the thoughts, because you have thousands flick through your mind every day, every moment. And if you were the thoughts, you'd be dead. You'd be just dropping like flies. You'd be dead. They have a very short life. You are the one observing the thoughts. Okay. Now, a way I can describe this is, imagine the sun in the sky, okay? A big, radiant, abundant sun, light, just light, pure light. And then some clouds come along, and some weather. And the clouds are the thoughts, and the weather is the circumstances, and you can have dark clouds, or you can have quite nice, fluffy clouds. But it's all covering the sun, seemingly covering the sun, right? But once they go, the sun is still there, as it always has been, and that is who you are. Okay, so your job isn't to try and fight the thoughts. It's to realize that you are not the thoughts. And the thoughts actually don't matter when it comes to reality creation and manifestation, because you do not manifest or create anything from the mind. You create it, you manifest and create from the awareness that I was talking about, which is God. Okay, in John chapter 8 verse 58, it says, before Abraham was I am. Jesus, your I am awareness says, before Abraham was I am. So before any name, before I am Brandon or I am Abraham, it's just I am. Okay, and that's who you are. God also reveals to Moses in the book of Exodus that I am that I am. Now, I am is used as a pretty universal name for consciousness and awareness in the spiritual community. I don't know why. I always find it quite confusing, but actually it's quite simple. I am just nothing until I'm something, okay? I am, a singer. No, I'm not. Now I am a manifestation coach. Now I am Brandon. Now, whatever it is, right? And all of the labels you put on yourself, I'm fat, I'm ugly, I'm poor, whatever it is. I don't know what you guys have going on in your minds, but you are only ever experiencing what you're aware of being, which will lead us on to how you manifest, okay? But before we do that, I just want to tell you about a book called A Course in Miracles. Now, I'd strongly implore you, if you have the time or patience, or even just the slightest desire to go through this pretty extensive piece of literature. A Course in Miracles is it's a book that just completely changed my life. Okay, so in lesson 1 of A Course in Miracles, it says that nothing you see means anything. Okay, and everything you see, you have applied all the meaning it has for you. Okay, so everything is inherently meaningless. Look around your room right now, or wherever you are, out your window, wherever you are. Look at any object and don't discriminate in order of importance. All objects are applicable, right? Now, this lamp means nothing. This whiteboard means nothing. This piano means nothing. This TV means nothing. That tree means nothing. Okay? And you go, well, it does. This is my TV. I love my TV. No. But look, if I got a dog in here and I go, hello, mate, what's that? He'd just fucking look at me, wouldn't he? Well, I don't know, mate. I don't know what that is. No, that's a TV. No, I don't fucking know. See, because it's all about perception, right? We are brought up assigning meaning to things. Okay, based on our past experiences as well. So, for example, I could say, I love you, and I go, yeah, I love you too. And I go, what? What did you say? You don't love me? Because something got blocked a little while ago, and now if someone says something in even the slightest off tone, I give it meaning. I give that meaning. That means she doesn't love me, rather. Oh, fucking hell, that was a bit. It means she doesn't love me. I was actually thinking about my dad then, because he don't tell me he loves me. Sorry, I went completely off track there. I kind of surprised myself a bit. So the point is that nothing means anything. Everything is inherently meaningless, okay? Which means that your thoughts, you can't really trust them, okay? You are assigning meaning to things that don't actually mean anything. And we can prove this, right? Because everybody has different opinions. So if there was one objective truth, we'd all have the same opinion about everything. But we don't, because our opinions are formed from, what we've experienced in life, and we're experiencing whatever is in front of us from our own unique perspective. And that is the game. Right? That's the game of God. That's the game of the universe. That is what you are here to do. We are God, fragmented into infinitesimal, localized, personified, unique perspectives, experiencing itself as itself. We are basically in God's dream. We're God playing all parts, right? And so that's what makes it fun. If there was one objective truth, it would be pretty boring. We are here to look at things through different lenses, through different vantage points, but as that one awareness, that one true source and substance of it all. Now, if you don't want to be a victim to your thoughts, first of all, stop trying to fight them, because we manifest not from our thoughts or our minds. We manifest from this awareness, from the creative power, which is God. I am awareness, consciousness. This is where we manifest from. And the normal laws of the world and the mind, they don't apply here, okay? We're talking about the stuff that made stars and trees and let there be light, and there was light, right? It didn't go, oh, let there be light. I wonder when that's going to turn up. No, you are God, right? You create anything you want, but you need to stop thinking that you are not God. You need to stop identifying with the egoic self and get some distance from it. Observe the egoic self. Let the thoughts go past, because it doesn't change who you are. Reality, what we experience is a reality out there, even though there is no out there, because we are reality experiencing itself as reality. But to make this really simple, which is what I said I was going to do, imagine that you and reality is a mirror of you. Okay, so you don't create the world outside of you, you create it within. Okay, so whatever you think and assume or feel to be true is what you will experience. So if you assume that, you know, you're rich, you're famous, or whatever it is, you look reality in the face, knowing that you created it in the first place. So reality is dead now. It's showing old states of consciousness, okay? You look and you go, okay, I created that. I'm going to dare to assume something else. Even if I've got no money in my bank account, even if I don't feel great about myself, no, I feel fucking wonderful. I've got all the money in the world. And you just stay there. Don't listen to thoughts, because they're also manifestations of an old state of consciousness, right? Don't listen to the thoughts. I don't care who I am. I know who I am. I'm Brandon. It's like someone coming up to me and calling me Bob. Hello, Bob. Sorry, I'm Brandon. No, you're Bob. No, I'm Brandon. Okay, that's reality. When you first shift into a new state, of being, if, for example, right now I'm Brandon recording a manifesting video, my first manifesting video to my little camera and a few lights, but in my mind, right, in my mind sight, I've already got millions of followers. And I just go around like that. I go around thinking like that. That's just, what would Brandon, who had millions of followers, be thinking and feeling? What would he, as soon as, does he post and go, oh, I hope people are looking at my video? No, I know people are looking at my video. And I don't need to see it out there, because I already know it within. And I don't care if it tells me it's not. I don't care, because I know, well, you're just giving me what I asked for before, but now I'm telling you I'm something else, and it must conform. Okay, so I hope I answered your question about negative thoughts. Do not fight the negative thoughts, because reality will give you what you are, not what you want. And if you're fighting negative thoughts, you're basically saying you're afraid. I can't have these. I've got to have positive thoughts to be all right. No, I'm all right anyway. Fuck the negative thoughts. Let them come. I'm fine. Absolutely fine. I'm just observing it. I'm not attached to these thoughts. They're just They're just like circumstances and cars and clouds and people and places and things. They're just passing through in my awareness. But who does my awareness say that I am? As Jesus says, who do you say that I am? And stay there in that conviction, with that conviction that you are who you say you are, because you are God and you created it all anyway. You created all the circumstances. Any negative thing you experience, it all comes from God. There is no separation. You are God. You've created everything. Everything you're experiencing is your playground. You created it. Once you know that, then you can manipulate any circumstance, even the most seemingly insurmountable circumstances. I've got a few myself now. You feel like the whole world's, how could this possibly work out? Whether it's a relationship or, money or whatever it is, a career, you can't work out. No, it can. You created the circumstances in the first place. You can create new ones. The possibilities are endless. There are unlimited realities. And you just need to move to the one that you want. You don't fight this one. This one already exists. You've created this. Move to a different one. If there's someone that you want, we call them an SP, a specific person. If there's someone that you want, someone that you love, and they're not showing up how you want, oh, they don't love me, look. Well, that's because somewhere down the line, if you reverse engineer it back to a thought, you would have felt unworthy, I'm never chosen or whatever, right? So don't change that person. Shift to a reality where that person is who you say they are and live from there. I'm so happy. What would you be doing? I'm so happy this person's texting me. Whatever it is, right? And I promise you, if you do this, your life will change in any and every area that you want it to. Thank you so much. If you've stayed this long, well done. You're a real trooper, and I'll see you again soon.